What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
You gotta give him that hawk Tuah and spit on that thing. You get me?
Today, we're diving into the reactions of Moist Critikal, aka Charlie, to the controversial Hawk Tuah girl and her ongoing drama. From initial takes to deeper dives, we'll break down how Charlie responded to the situation and what he had to say about the controversy surrounding her. So, let's get into it.
There's a crazy phenomenon with the internet, with this wacky cyberspace, where the smallest interaction ever can change someone's life. Like, I'm talking about a single sentence sometimes leading to an entire career and changing the trajectory of someone's destiny. I think the best example of this is Danielle Bregoli. She had a viral segment on Dr. Phil back in like 2015, and it ended up with her saying, "Cash me outside," and people memed it. Those memes became extremely popular, thus Danielle Bregoli became extremely popular, and now fast forward to today, she has a multi-million-dollar career that all started because of that meme. One sentence. It's just so interesting how something as small as that can lead to an entire career. But it's not a guarantee. This isn't like a formula everyone can follow. Even if you succeed at becoming a meme, you might not necessarily get like a long-lasting career from it. You might just get 15 minutes of fame. This formula shits more often than it hits. Another great example of that is there was a viral meme a couple years back with the "You're Breathtaking" guy, where at a video game conference, Keanu Reeves was on stage, the word breathtaking got used, and then someone in the audience shouted, "You're breathtaking." Using advanced DARPA technology and the CIA's latest and greatest, people were able to identify the gamer. And the gamer tried to use this to his advantage to make a career out of it, so he started making content, and this became his entire branding as the "You're Breathtaking" guy. It was like his whole fucking catchphrase, like he was like Tony the Tiger with Frosted Flakes. It became a core part of his identity. He would just spam the word breathtaking, saying things like "stay breathtaking" and all of that. And unlike in Danielle Bregoli's case, people abandoned him. It didn't stick with him. People didn't continue to support it. He tried to ride that wave, but unfortunately the surfboard slipped out from under him and he just ate shit in the rip current. He did not blow up like Danielle Bregoli did, despite doing pretty similar things in terms of trying to ride the meme. So it doesn't always work, but when it does, I find it to be extremely interesting. Right now, we're witnessing someone else attempt a similar thing, where they've become a meme, and now they have gone fucking elbow deep into that butthole here, putting all their eggs in that basket to try and ride that meme to a long-lasting, multi-million-dollar career from it. I'm talking about the Hawk Tuah girl.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
You gotta give him that hawk Tuah and spit on that thing. You get me?
I don't get you. I think you gotta demonstrate.
Hawk Tuah and spit on it. Spit on it.
I'm sure most of you watching this have seen this clip. Right now, the Hawk Tuah girl is more popular than Jesus Christ. More people know her name than their own parents' name at this point. She has blown up because of that clip right there. And really, it's an entertaining clip. I see why it became popular. I get it. You know, who doesn't want to giggle at someone saying, "Hawk Tuah, spit on penis," you know, laughing at like, you know, sloppy wiener spit, whatever. I get it. Like, it's not like I'm an old man shaking my fist on the lawn trying to figure out why shit's popular. I get it here. But this became so popular that it actually boggles my noodle a little bit. It blew up in such a way that I haven't really seen before, where almost immediately she was invited to like a Zach Bryan concert where she was on stage. She then started getting invites to every podcast that's ever been made. I imagine it was probably like that scene out of Harry Potter when the owls just kept shooting new letters through the fucking front of the door with podcast invites for the Hawk Tuah girl. So now she's been going on like the world tour of podcasts. She even mentioned on one of the podcasts that she's already quit her job.
I've been dropped out of school for like a year or two.
Okay, so this was like
But I don't quit my job. I said peace.
So now is like you're gonna go to LA, you're gonna go to New York.
Oh yeah.
Do you think you see yourself like starting your own type of like show or podcast, or are you just gonna be like an internet personality?
I think we're gonna do like a show, and then we're just gonna be like on a bunch of podcasts and everything else in between.
Cool. So kind of just figuring out as you go.
Oh yeah, there's more to come. Don't worry. There's more to come.
Like, she has the whole team. It's so
Right.
crazy. It happened. The internet is insane. Your
Oh,
life
yeah.
changed overnight.
It really did.
Yeah,
For sure.
She quit that job so fast. It feels like the second her meme hit 1 million views, she just turned in her 2 weeks notice and said, "Fuck it, I'm out. I'm a meme now. I'm better than this. You're beneath me." And she just walked right out the doors. And it's not that I don't respect the hustle here. Like, I get it. Like, in life, you're only given so many opportunities to try and make, like, the dream career happen for you. And this is definitely a gateway. Like, it certainly could be. But man, she is fucking speedrunning the entire online content creator roadmap here. The only thing she's missing right now is making a dog shit rap song, which I do think is probably only a month or so away. You'll notice that in that interview, she said we instead of just referring to herself alone. And that's because she's already got a team behind her. This isn't some kind of Gollum and Schmeagol situation where she's referring to herself as we. She already has people around her working on making a whole career out of this. That is just so fascinating to me that all of a sudden, overnight, with a single sentence, she is now already going down this path in life to try and make it work. And it might work, it might not, maybe it fumbles, maybe it flops, maybe it pops. There's no real way to know for sure. But I do want to pop a finger in my butt and pretend to be Nostradamus here for a second. I'm going to make a prediction. She's going to release a rap song in the next month. It's going to have Tuah as like a hook. And I don't know what it's going to be called. Maybe the fucking Tuah Electric Slide Part 3. Like I have no clue. But I am confident that she is going to make a song in the next month. Mark my fucking words. Put it down. Etch it on the tablets right now. I'm going to look like a prophet here. Even though I feel like most people are probably predicting the same thing. Because she's right now going through that stage where every creator does, where they start doing podcasts, they start talking about making shows. I don't know what kind of show she's gonna try and make out of just that one single sentence. Like, that seems like a really hard thing to turn into a show. I'm very curious to see what that's about, but she's already getting the full content creator experience because she's already found herself in 2 controversies. So the first one was actually with politics. So on that podcast, she got asked a question about who she would spit on the dick for. Like, who she would Tuah on, basically. And one of the people that she was asked if she would basically suck the cock of was Donald Trump. And this is what she said.
I have a game that I want to play with you guys.
That makes me
It's
nervous.
not that scary, I promise. It's called Tuah or Nah. And you tell me if you want to Tuah on that thing or no.
Okay.
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 I think you might. Are you into like older guys?
For sure.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, my phone's not loading. Donald Trump.
No, absolutely not.
No.
It's a no from me.
Okay, it's no.
In a shock to absolutely no one, this created a bit of a shitstorm for the Tuah girl because they viewed it as very disrespectful to Donald Trump. So because she said that she wouldn't gargle his fucking meat, they thought that this was like an unforgivable sin. There were tweets going on about how disappointed they were that the Tuah girl turned out to be a wokie and shit like that. There are other tweets that splice this up a little more nefariously, where they cut off the part about it being about blowjobs and basically saying Donald Trump, and then it cut to her saying no. So it cut out all of the context, which then deceived people even further, where they're like, oh, okay, what the fuck is that? Wait, okay, this is disgusting. They thought they had us. They really thought we were going to fall for the Tuah girl, but we knew this whole time this was all a play from the skibbity Biden camp to fucking brainwash us and fool us all. We knew we couldn't trust the Tuah girl, which then led to her second controversy, where a lot of people are claiming she's an industry plant because she got so big so quick, and that clip, that little section there, got taken in so many different ways that they think that this is some kind of political push, and that's what her whole motive is behind being as big as she is now. It's all artificial to promote Donald Trump's opponent, Mr. Biden. Mr. Biden. But you know what I mean. To promote Joseph over there. And so basically, they're now accusing her of being an industry plant. Now, industry plants are a real thing. That's not a conspiracy. There are actual industry plants in a lot of different places. That is a legitimate thing. In her case, I personally don't think so. This really seems like a classic internet case of latching on to something really silly, and the person that was responsible for making the silly thing happen is trying to capitalize off of that 15 minutes of fame and trying to make something from it. So she's doing, and her team is doing everything they can to keep her in like the mainstream consciousness, because in the current climate of the cyberspace, it is a complete uphill battle to stay on the tip of people's tongues because everything changes so quickly. People don't even remember what was talked about 3 hours ago. Everything moves like at breakneck pace. It's cutthroat. So they know that. She knows that. So she's going on podcasts, going on stage, really trying to keep the Hawk Tuah alive, just putting more wood on the fire to keep it burning. I don't think she's an industry plant. I really think this is just a classic case of someone trying to ride that meme and make a career out of it. But anyway, what I really wanted to focus on today is just how interesting this is, because memes come and go. Meme life cycle nowadays is only like a few hours, but sometimes you have a rare example like Hawk Tuah here, where it does last a little bit longer, and in cases like that, the person behind it really does try and strive to make a career out of it because it is such a good opportunity to do so. I would say most of the time it doesn't work, but sometimes it does, and when it does, it is a life-changing experience. Like, for her, it already is life-changing. She quit her job. It seems like she's got a lot of money on the table for some of these appearances, if they're making a show, if she's getting paid to make the show. It seems like already her whole life has changed almost overnight, and this meme's only like a week or so old, if that. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I really do just find it super interesting. That's about it. So yeah. Hawk Tuah girl. I imagine a lot of you just rolled your eyes at that. It is a meme that, for a lot of people, is beyond stale. It's been run into the ground because over the last couple months, it's been everywhere. Hawk Tuah girl has, like, her name has been said more than Bloody Mary's name. It's like Beetlejuice, but when you say Hawk Tuah 3 times, you'll get a new flood of 10 different videos from her in your feed. It is just everywhere and has been for a couple months. And it's made a lot of people just pretty exhausted with it. They're tired of it. And I made a video talking about her when the meme first blew up, going over how interesting I find it that a meme can change someone's life pretty much overnight. Something as simple as talking about spitting a loogie on a wiener can lead to a whole career potentially. And I never really blamed her for trying. I also did find it really weird how quickly she was speedrunning the influencer route. Within like 3 days, she had like a whole PR team. She surrounded herself with like a bunch of parasites that were suckling all the clout out of her like these fucking vile leeches. Like, she was immediately talking about starting podcasts, starting her own, like, I think it was like a TV series or something. So she was going to launch the Hawk Tuah cinematic universe to compete with the MCU from the sound of it. She was going on podcasts. She was getting paid like $30,000 to appear at clubs. It was insanity. And now the trailer dropped for that podcast, which comes out in a couple days, and people have been clowning on her for it. She is getting dunked on harder than I do when I play pickup basketball.
She's literally doing anything to stay relevant.
Does anyone actually give a fuck about her?
Why are we keeping this girl relevant?
Your 15 minutes are up.
Your joke was funny for 2 days. Stop.
Y'all really thought I was done? I'm just getting started, baby.
It just feels so corporate and soulless. It just feels really inauthentic and artificial. That was what a lot of people said early on to the Hawk Tuah timeline, that she was some kind of plant, because she did have like an entire government think tank assigned to her right away to try and like keep her name out there and keep people saying Hawk Tuah, spit on that thang as much as possible. So it felt really forced. And zoinks, Scoob, this trailer feels more forced than this smile. It's called Talk Tuah. It's not an awful name, like it's kind of silly, but it also just continues to reinforce the meme itself, which makes people even more annoyed with it if they're already tired of it, you know what I mean? Like, this just really feels like how Vought would handle a meme in the boys' universe.
It smells warm. F*** you.
Yeah!
What's one move in bed that makes a girl go crazy?
I'm Haley Welch. A little while ago, my life took a complete left turn and it changed forever. And along the way, I've realized that everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Well, now it's my time to talk. Check out my podcast every week, Talk Tuah, where I'm sitting down with the coolest guests and having actual conversations with them. And Pookie.
Who is Pookie? Who is Pookie?
He may stop by too. New episodes every week. Subscribe to that thing.
I love that selling point of having actual conversations with the guests. Look, I'm not a chef in the kitchen, but I can speculate on the menu. They're going to be serving up nothing burgers with those conversations. Just a hunch. I get the impression that this is all driven by a firm. So what I'm imagining is all the guests are going to have like pre-approved questions that are okayed by the department that's going to be like really sterile, really safe, and hyper vigilant of being like viral potential clips. So like her smelling a shoe or flipping that question about what's a move in bed that makes a girl go crazy. Like, that all feels really, really fake. Yet, one of the big selling points is it's actual conversations. We'll see, it drops in like 2 days. I could be totally wrong. But even still, it's not like every other podcast isn't having real conversations. Like, this isn't going to be the only real one, you know what I mean? It just ticks every single box that some kind of marketing firm would have you do for your sizzler reel and marketing material. Pookie might stop by. Hooey! It could be anyone. Who the fuck is Pookie? You'll have to stop in next week for this Talk to a season finale to find out. It could be goddamn Steve Jobs being brought back from the dead. Maybe he never actually died. Maybe Hawk Tuah's spit acts as some kind of necromancy, and she's the damn saliva sorceress, and she revived him. Who knows? You know, it all just feels so forced. But I do still stand by my statement that I can't even really be mad at her for doing all of this. I really can't. Getting as lucky as she did with a meme blowing up and people like going and flocking to you, like that doesn't happen often. And that can be the dream job for most people on the planet, and she's trying to capitalize off it. I don't think this is the best way of doing it. I really think being more human as opposed to just being the meme itself and spreading that out. I gave this example before, but maybe many of you don't remember the tragedy of Your Breathtaking Guy. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you, but I've mentioned it before. Quite a few years back, Keanu Reeves was at an event and he was talking about how the game looked breathtaking, and someone in the crowd shouted, "You're breathtaking," at Keanu Reeves, to which he said it back to that gentleman. And that guy came forward, everyone cheered him on, he became an overnight sensation, and for, I think it was like almost a full year, he rode that puppy as much as he could. He was milking those titties dry. He tried to use Your Breathtaking as his branding, he called himself the Breathtaking Guy, if I remember correctly, and people got really tired of it really quickly. And that same thing seems to be happening to the Hawk Tuah girl to a lesser degree, though, because she does still have a lot of people that are really excited about this. So it is working to a certain extent, but I just really think the best path is to just separate from the meme a little bit. Like, hey, you know, this was my lightning rod. I know you guys know me as the Hawk Tuah girl, but, you know, I'm just kind of hanging out here. I started a podcast if you want to check it out, and just have it be more organic. Hey, I'm playing the One Piece card game tonight on stream if you guys want to stop in and tune in, as opposed to just like wrapping everything around the meme, because it just feels so inorganic. It really does feel like an industry plant situation to a certain extent. But yeah, anyway, just want to talk about it a little bit because I do find it very interesting. That's it. See ya. Yeah, the Hawk Tuah girl launched a meme coin. That's just like a term they use, calling it a meme coin. It's really not. It's just always a scam coin. It's made for the sake of rugging her viewers within the first hour of its launch. And I feel like everyone in the world should have seen this coming, but somehow still they were able to make tens of thousands of dollars rugging idiots.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
And so, as you can see in the community note, 90% of the token supply has been sniped and being sold on the community. Buying this highly speculative Hawk coin could result in loss. Just giving people a fair warning, which wasn't heeded. So what ended up happening is what everyone knew would happen. It got rugged. Instantly, pretty much, within the first 2 hours. So then Haley Welch's PR team made this post talking about the Hawkonomics, saying the team hasn't sold one token. Baloney. I'll call horseradish on that. We tried to stop snipers as best we could. Also, huge dirty barnacles on that claim too. And then once again, a community note. The team and insiders have actually been selling their tokens since launch. Majority have never purchased anything and have only sold the token they were given. Haley is lying and will likely have to talk to a judge about this. Community note, just dropping a fucking pun on it. Cold turkey like that. Might as well. But yep. We live in a world where CoffeeZilla will now make a Hawk Tuah video. That's why this tab's open here. I'm just waiting for him to drop the, the Hawk Tuah video. I'm very excited for it. The idea behind goobers putting money into things like the Hawk Tuah coin is they know it's going to rug, but they really think that they'll be the ones to capitalize off the rug. They'll pull out at the perfect time, completely oblivious to the fact that insiders are the ones that actually make the money, not the idiots that buy in thinking that somehow they're smarter than the scammer. Like, you're not in on the scam, you are just another one of the pawns on the board. You are just another little dime into the piggy bank. You'll never beat the rug. Imagine getting rugged by Hawk Tuah girl in the year of our Lord 2024. Again, you absolutely fucking deserve it. This is a scam where the only victims are the ones that actually deserve it. This is a lesson that you needed to learn. And Haley Welch took you over her knee and disciplined you. And I know they're still not going to learn their lesson. They will once again just dump into the next fucking shitcoin from pump.fun. Why can't I find the graph again? Because it's like a beautiful rug graph. Like the most... Oh yeah, here. Someone even put it as a Christmas tree. It's just like the quintessential Solana rug graph. I know, man. People are actually begging to just be scammed over and over and over and over and over again. I guarantee if Jack Doherty went live on Twitter right now saying that he's doing another meme coin, people would buy in and he'd make another 20 grand off him. Easy. You see that the Rizzler got disrespected by Hawk Tuah girl? I know you're making like a meme off of the absurdity of like the names and the shit, like just the full culture around it. But you know what's crazy? Is if Hawk Tuah girl did disrespect the Rizzler, it's the worst thing she could do for her career. She can blatantly scam these idiots on her Twitter. They're not going to care. They'll still tune in to talk Tuah for whatever reason. Ironically, I guess. But if there was the story about how she disrespected the Rizzler, they'd all just leave her. A Rizzler level event would be the worst thing that could happen to her. But she can run these pump and dump scams till the fucking cows come home. It won't affect her. The Hawk Tuah fall off is crazy. No, what's crazy is that there isn't a Hawk Tuah fall off. She just had Mark Cuban on her podcast.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Actual industry plant that is thriving in the biggest possible way and now just full goatsy scamming her fans. Actually dropping trouser, shitting on him, and it's not gonna matter. CoffeeZilla is live with a Hawk Tuah girl in a Twitter space. Oh, he's already on the case? Let's go. I had his channel up earlier, waiting for when he'd hop in.
There's no rug pulled, and it's not done by us. Yes, snipers sniped it up to an insane market cap.
No, it's
and
not
dumped
just
it.
snipers.
That was not us. That was
listen. You know that.
Listen. No. I'm telling you the truth.
And y'all made millions on fees from this little.
Coffee, listen to him. It wasn't them.
I'm sure that's not you getting those fees, right? Who's making the money on the fees? Who's making millions of dollars on fees from this rug pool?
That's not a scheme. That's the project. So we can keep this thing going for years. Right? That's how do you?
The Hawk Tuah coin for years.
Who makes the money on
I
the
love
fees?
that.
Someone just made over $1 million on fees. Who made it?
First of all, the fees were there with Meteora pools, and that goes to the creator, right?
Which is who? Who does that who does that belong to?
That belongs
God.
to the project, right?
No. God owns it.
The project?
This is a...
Well, the project is over here.
Who?
Haley Welch, right? And
how much does Haley Welch own?
This is Haley Welch's project.
So she owns all of it.
CoffeeZilla.
Did she just make $1 million on fees on a rug?
Do you know how much it costs for lawyer fees to create a foundation in the Cayman Islands, to hire directors? You think this stuff pays for itself, right?
So y'all wanted to make the money on day one? I don't understand. I'm just asking.
We're here every single day.
Billions of dollars in fees from the rug.
Day 2, day 3.
This guy's really bad at avoiding questions.
Run a project forever.
He's not even slipping out of it super effectively.
And time and people that are on this project. Over here has around 18 people working on this right now as we speak. This is not a small time type of nothing.
It is literally a nothing.
And not just do it for one.
It is actually a nothing. It's a hawk to a coin.
The money? You haven't answered the question. Who made the money? How much did Haley Welsh make of that 1.8 million?
It's a foundation that is running.
Oh.
How much does she own of it?
It's a foundation. She owns 0 of the foundation.
So y'all made the money?
No, I don't own the foundation either. A foundation in the Cayman Islands.
Who profited? Over $1 million was just
I'm
made.
telling you, a foundation that pays people out. And by the way, CoffeeZilla, I'm not.
It's just is it a force of nature? Who owns it?
That are
it's so simple.
Because we didn't pull a rug. I don't know what you're trying to say.
No rug pull.
Defamation.
Doc, do the math. Do the math.
It's like taking a shit and telling me there's no poop.
3%.
You're defaming our character.
You're not going to let me talk. You just talk over me. You talk over me.
I'm hearing bullshit. So why?
No, you're not.
He just denied it. Hold on, I'll pull this up again real quick.
You guys released 3% to the Meteora pool, while you have 17% of the token allocation unlocked day 1 from your strategic allocation. Are you guys insane? What do you guys think exactly is going to happen when your insiders get sent their tokens? And by the way, who made the money from your 17% pre-sale while you're giving a tiny piece of the pie to the public? Like, what the hell? This is the worst tokenomics I've ever seen, and it is a scam.
It's not a scam.
It is literally a scam. Actually a scam.
You can say whatever you want about it. You can cry defamation. That's my opinion. It's a scam. Well, and I only do this for a living. I've only seen 1 million of these projects.
This one's different, Coffee.
You, CoffeeZilla. Let's track your wallet.
Turn it around.
Over here, why don't you tell CoffeeZilla what we're doing with this project?
Where did the fees go? Where did the money for the pre-sale tokens go? Why
I love the who pays you Coffee.
So people could dump on Haley Welsh's fans? And how involved was she really? And how much?
What just happened? They muted him.
I just got muted.
That must have been a glitch.
Yeah, so I mean, like we as mentioned, like we raised a 17% strategic allocation that was done at a 16.69.
Oh my God.
Valuation. You know, we tried to kind of keep that kind of premise here was that we had the restriction, like we heard the request for us to do this in a public manner, and I think that we, having consulted with like...
You were saying fucking nothing right now, and you're saying it with a big lisp.
I guess like the legal...
He's about to just start talking about dedicated wham.
And, kind of mitigate any kind of consideration.
This is nothing. Just answer the simple questions Coffee is posing. Who owns it? Who made the money?
Americans, that 200 people participate, a lot of people within the industry that were very supportive of the vision. Because I think that they
why even listen to this bullshit if he muted Coffee? Because he's got to unmute him at some point.
I think that
Coffee and Connor Eats Pants are in here spamming thumbs downs.
This could be like a little bit of a paradigm shift. I mean, like I said, nothing that we've seen thus far with
it's a hawk to a rug pull shitcoin, man.
In a sustainable manner.
He's yapping about nothing.
Of longevity of an extended time frame, and we're just trying to try something different, right? Like I said, we went back to first principles and kind of tried.
Did they answer any questions yet? No.
Way that we think
no.
Makes sense, but we kind of felt ultimately that was probably the best representation of who were her true fans.
These are actual just filler words of nothing. Actual nothing.
Running this initiative that
he's speaking just
into the hands of the
that's
people
all
that have been most supportive of her and kind of really engaged with her.
Holy.
I just want everyone to, be respectful.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, this is
you guys hear me?
That means a lot. Go ahead, FaZe Banks.
Appreciate it. I just heard this guy blab about pretty much nothing. Repeat the same shit that he said the first time around. You said something about Web 2 in layman's terms that just basically means 90%, 97% of all the tokens owned were by related wallets, friends of friends of friends of friends. They were
no, that's not true. It's not true.
Yeah, yes, it is true.
You can see it. You can see it.
Brother. Yeah. You're talking about some fucking, what did you say, in the Cayman Islands?
It's how you legally launch these types of things. It's a foundation. But listen, this isn't a bundled scam. This is and prove that they were not sold by us. So the bubble map stuff was totally false. It's not what happened.
Oh, so this is all a lie.
Over here, maybe you can.
They're the trustworthy ones at the Hawkonomics.
To these different wallets, and clear up a lot of this, these allegations that are just false.
Yeah, I mean, like in terms of like.
Oh God, not this guy.
The different wallets and stuff like.
Whoever guided you in this, or whoever directed you to do this, or gave you the advice to do this, you should fire them immediately. And yeah.
Yeah, I just want to jump in here.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can. Thank you, FaZe.
Was that a Looney Tunes sound clip? What was that?
Ugly launch, cool. There's day 2, there's day 3, there's day
Bulletproof
4.
response. Bulletproof. That's how you handle it.
Single day memeing. The key is to actually onboarding her real, true fans. This might not be for
Sounded
everybody.
like Sandy Cheeks.
It's not a big deal to us. We ain't going anywhere. Haley's not going anywhere. And the Tuah meme is definitely not going anywhere. Yes, they were from the deployer wallet, but they're put into wallets for her true fans to claim. They were not sold.
You have to unlock the true fan
I just want to make that
prestige
very,
level.
very clear. But listen, it's all love. I understand everybody around here is kind of used to the same thing. There's only one way to prove that this is not just like everything else, which is just not give up, right? And keep going and keep doing everything, that you possibly can.
Inspirational.
Right?
Inspirational.
To keep it pushing. And the
He's
only
right.
way that it's a rug or the only way that it's a scam is if you give up on it. And that's the one thing that we can say is no one's given up on this.
Mm-hmm.
So over here, or if you want to ask Haley some questions, let's Haley is somebody who's an incredible person, and she's had a lot of fun memeing. She really enjoys X. I think we have to really stick with the facts.
What the fuck?
And we can show all the transactions, right? And we've had them analyzed now. We can show all the transactions. That's the thing, is like the blockchain doesn't lie. And we will publish those transactions.
You just said you were literally just saying that it does. Sometimes when it makes you look bad.
Yes, it got 90.
Blockchain doesn't lie.
It was 3%
unless
97.
It's doing something bad for us.
That was held back.
No, I mean I just wanted to be like, obviously Haley's been through a journey, and this launch has obviously gone the way it's gone. But yeah, I think that maybe it'd be helpful for the community to kind of hear. Haley's story, because ultimately,
they're trying so hard to push it onto Haley right now.
Like the coin and stuff like
Guys, we need to think about Haley's feelings. We only told her that she was going to make a ton of money from this. She didn't know it was going to be a rug pull. Haley, take it from here. We're going to leave.
Everybody resonates with Tuah as a meme. It's like one of the most viral memes of all time. And I think people have been making a lot of money off derivative works, and people have launched a bunch of fake tokens, which is, maybe the launch didn't go the smoothest. But
that's one way of putting it. It didn't go the smoothest, huh?
Showing up every day, trying to run the project. I think Haley's here for the long term. Ultimately, her career is just kind of starting, and she's accomplished a lot of amazing things in this short period of time. And obviously resonating.
Nice membership, Jack.
Really strongly with the global audience. And I think it'd just be useful for color if Haley was able to kind of share a little bit about that original story, because I think it helps kind of paint the picture here a little bit of how she's constantly tried to build community and use what she's built to kind of engage the broader community and be very inclusive, and she's done a lot of cool stuff around charity, and I think she really cares about dogs and stuff like that, and I think it's really cool to see.
What are you saying? What are you saying, man? What in the world?
I guess cool with what she's been able to get.
I went over to Haley's house one time, and she let me in. She let me in the door, invited me into her abode. Me. This woman is an angel.
Yeah, I don't know if Haley, that's something you're comfortable sharing with the community, or if you feel like it's a little bit too sensitive, or how you feel about that. But I definitely think that it's helpful for the community to have that color.
Yeah, guys, I'm just here to have fun. I don't really have a full head wrapped around this whole thing, but I'm figuring it out every day, and I'm here for the long term. My skin's getting thicker every day, and the hate's not going to stop me. I'm here every day trying to work on this and get better at it. But I'm not going anywhere.
Hey, thanks for summing that up. I'm glad I lost all my money. And now it's all good. Hey, you're having fun? All right, that's what it's all about.
Get tough, and this was a learning you can integrate in all these different things she's doing, including her podcast every Tuesday. I mean, she literally, you know, is talking about her meme token on a really big podcast, on a charting podcast, and onboarding and talking about, you know, these memes, all different types of memes, all different memes that everybody holds.
Now I'm just getting an advertisement right now. Can I skip the ad?
Bringing awareness to it. So it's like, it sucks that everyone like wants to, you know, see it fail.
It did fail. It immediately failed.
Of it.
Well, it didn't fail for you guys.
I think, like,
you guys made out.
In week 2, in week 3, found it. So I mean, that's my belief. That's why we're doing it. We're doing something, you know, super innovative in my opinion.
Innovative.
You know, with the meme token.
Dag nabbit, he's right. We've never seen something like this before.
Go ahead, man.
They won't unmute Coffee. They refuse to unmute him.
I completely agree.
I would urge you guys as well to share at least what you know now, because while people are here, you know, they really
Yeah, no, for sure. You know what I mean? Like I said, like, I mean, it was, I haven't, you know, like, I mean, the bubble maps, I don't know why it's showing, like, you know, if it's showing like 12 holders or whatever it is, like, but like, you know, we distributed.
Hey, way to explain it. I don't know why it's lying.
How many,
I'll have to investigate why it's lying.
I mean, like I said,
sad part is crypto bros probably think they're telling the truth. I can promise you, I think even the most delusional would look at this and listen to this and be like, oh my god. Oh my god, what have I done? I got fucked.
Investors, you know, like,
if they're not gonna bring Coffee back, I'm just gonna leave. This is nothing. This is just actually nothing. This is this man talking in circles with a list.
Tried our best to curate.
Haley did it, you know, her team, little shady. I don't think they've done a good job of explaining this. But Haley, man, how can you even be mad at her at the end of the day, right? She said she's having fun. And that's all she said. And what else do you need at the end of the day, huh? You know what I mean? So yeah, you lost a lot of money. You got rugged. Fucking Hawk Tuah, spit on that thing. Am I fucking right? You go again. You buy the dip. So that way herd investors can make some more too. Holy. Again, if you bought into this expecting to make money on it, you're a fucking idiot in the first place, to be fair. Putting money into a Hawk Tuah coin. Christ. Hawk Tuah coin was 100% unlocked on launch. That always will rug if you have people buying in with zero unlock. This team pre-sold tokens for millions and then are crying that they didn't sell and blame it. Oh, nice. I don't think there's anyone in the world that actually believes the developers here. Like, I don't even think the most delusional of, like, crypto bro would find anything that they said compelling. So I feel like this is one of the very few cases where people are like, oh, that was just a complete scam from the get-go. Which I feel like people should have been able to know immediately with the Hawk Tuah girl making a fucking crypto. This is some Jack Doherty shit. It is. It is actual Jack Doherty shit. Except hers is somehow even more egregious. Oh yeah, I'm surprised they were even doing that call in the first place. Usually when it comes to a big rug like this, the people just vanish. Meanwhile, those two goofballs were somehow taking it in a Twitter space, pretending that it wasn't a scam. So, I mean, they talked about innovation. That is an innovative new strategy to rug pulling. Usually they just disappear. I wonder if she even knows what crypto is. I can say with at least 85% confidence, Haley Welch just learned what Solana was a week ago. After this space, when CoffeeZilla eventually got kicked from the Twitter space, he started his own to explain to everyone exactly how this rug pull worked. He explains it far better than I ever could, and it's actually a lot more intricate than I thought it was for a rug pull. There were more moving parts to it, and even more nefarious, scummy dog shit that was happening behind the scenes that CoffeeZilla highlights. So it's more than just like the simple pump.fun rug pulls we've been seeing a lot, like with Jack Doherty. This was a full Red Alert, DEF CON, premeditated, malicious rug pull that aimed to scam the shit out of people. Now, I do believe most of the victims here were basically just people that gamble on things like this, like meme and shit coins. I don't think a lot of like Tuah enthusiasts, you know, all of a sudden set up a wallet to participate in the Tuah coin. I imagine it's most people that were gambling on it. But even still, her scamming this many people and making this much money, her and the team, I guess I can't say her for sure because maybe she personally didn't make a ton of money, but a lot of people behind the scenes did, and CoffeeZilla explains how much and where things were going and how it all worked.
Let me start with something really basic that most people need to understand about what they're doing, the little switch they're doing. They keep telling you guys, and everybody's falling for it, with this strategic advisor grift, okay? They put 3% into the public decks. Meanwhile, they pre-sold in these SAFs at like, I think they said over $10 million valuation. I'll have to have somebody correct me on that. But over a $10 million valuation. So they pre-sold these tokens. Why do you think people bought these tokens? They knew that they could rug because they told people, well, there's no unlock. So if there's no unlock for pre-sold tokens and you think it's going to launch because you got this girl who's going to use her brand and use her popularity to all of a sudden pump up this coin, there's no unlock, you're going to dump into this. So two things happen at the same time. There's a lot of confusion about it, but two things happen. One, you have a sniper who jumped in at the very beginning, minutes after launch, because they tweeted out the contract address like idiots, like amateurs. Actually, the dot guy said they knew it was going to get sniped, which is crazy. I think that would be criminal if it's true. If you know your thing's going to get sniped and you launch it anyways, but whatever. So they get sniped. That guy walks out with millions of dollars. But then they put fees on top of that. They put a 15% fee on the decks. So guess who's raking in the money?
Not Haley.
I tried to ask.
Can't be Haley.
Actually said our foundation made it in the Cayman Islands. We wanted to obey the law, so we left the United States. We went to the Cayman Islands. Everyone knows that's how you obey the law. You go to the Cayman Islands. So they went to the Cayman Islands, and their 15% fee supposedly goes there.
That's true. We did hear them say that.
Idea. So they made millions of dollars right off the jump, even before they didn't even quote. They knew it was going to snipe. This sniper made millions. They made millions, and then they pre-sold for millions. Okay, everyone follow me so far? Then you have strategic advisors who are dumping on retail, and they're making millions. Who's making nothing? Well, it's everyone else.
I know I already made a video yesterday making fun of Tuah Girl and the team of parasites that surround her like locusts, latching on, trying to just siphon as much money out of her meme as they can, like babies trying to suckle milk from a nipple. But I missed one of the most entertainingly embarrassing meltdowns I've seen in quite some time. So Haley Welch has her goof troop that instructed her on this rug pull crypto scam that she pulled off yesterday. And last night, this unholy trio of buffoonery started a Twitter space to explain this giant rug pull and talk about how it's not actually a scam and everyone's wrong. And I missed a very important component, and thank God CoffeeZilla recorded all of it because it is a masterpiece meltdown. CoffeeZilla just made a video going over the entirety of Tuah Girl's crypto scam. It is an incredible video that I cannot recommend highly enough. It is a thorough breakdown of all of it, and it paints a very clear picture of just how malicious and evil this was with everyone that was working on it and exactly how it all went down. So definitely check that video out. And in his video, he went into the Twitter space before I did and got to catch this amazing specimen going ballistic. The alpha goober of the Tuah goof troop, his name is Doc Hollywood. Well, he had some colorful words for everyone that went into that Twitter space, and that Twitter space is where neurons went to die. Listening to these worms try and explain that it's not a rug pull, it's not a scam, was like listening to Courage the Cowardly Dog try and explain to Eustace and Muriel that the stranger that just showed up at their door is not a good guy. It was comical. It was amazing, but I missed the best part. Thank you, CoffeeZilla, for preserving this.
Anyway, enjoy.
Everyone thinks that, oh, everything's a rug. Everything's a rug. Everyone's here to you. Nah, we're here to onboard real people outside of this spaces, right? The people here, you guys are already y'all are ahead every day thinking everything's a scam. And you know what? You guys are right. Everything is a scam, but not this. Everything is a scam. Your mom, your dad, your dog, they're all frauds. They're using you. You can't trust them. The only thing you can trust, the only thing on God's green earth that isn't a scam is Tuah coin.
you know, the thing that rug pulled in less than 20 minutes and everyone lost all of their money, except for some people on the inside and some snipers. Yeah, that is the creme de la creme of real, legitimate business. If you can't trust Hawkonomics, what can you trust? And you know what? Let's say you wipe your ass with the Hawkonomics good reputation. You don't spit on that thang. You don't trust that thang. Well, how can you not trust this face? Doc Hollywood himself, with Tuah girl and sidekick. I'm not familiar with the characters in the Tuah extended universe, so I don't know who she is that's also getting educated on meme coins by the god, the Adonis, Doc Hollywood. Even his name is badass. It's so cool. Doc Hollywood. That actually just sounds like a scummy character from a cartoon. And he is. He is cartoonishly scummy.
Not this. We did not spend 6-7 months of our lives dedicated to trying to do something cool, right? To do something different.
I'm going to be pausing a lot because each statement made me giggle harder and harder, and I couldn't believe that he was even saying shit like this with a straight face. What new thing did you do? What was different here? You made a rug pull crypto. That's as old as dirt. Cavemen were probably tossing that idea around before they found fire. It's that old. Like, people have seen this exact scam a million times. And the reason it's persisted is because it is still successful. Somehow, Palpatine returns, and they keep falling for it over and over and over again. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? It's unbelievable that people are still putting their ass in their asshole and just going hog wild, dumping money into a Tuah meme coin, thinking that somehow it's going to be a good financial decision. But you know what? Let's take a magic school bus ride into this guy's barren wasteland of a brain and just tinker around with the fairy tale that this wasn't supposed to be a rug pull. We'll take a trip to the alternate dimension in the multiverse where this wasn't a scam from the get-go. What new cool thing did you make, brother? Doc Hollywood, you made a meme coin. You and 10 billion other goobers on the planet. Well, it didn't do anything new. It was certainly nothing we haven't seen before. You made a meme coin to capitalize off a stale meme. Like, what are you talking about? That's like me saying I reinvented water by putting it in this glass, as opposed to like whatever glass you might be using. It's the same goddamn thing everyone knows. It's like, what?
Not dumping on you, not bundle sniped, not 100% of the liquidity or whatever was bundle sniped by the team and propped up charts. You guys are not the target audience. Sorry to say, right? This is not the target audience.
Who's he talking to?
The target audience, which is why I'm even doing this, which is what's cool about it, is it's not in this spaces. And listen, most of you, we don't want you in the community. Let's be real, right? You're not great people. I don't know y'all, right? I see some friendly faces in this audience.
This strategy is bold. This is an advanced maneuver. He's trying that Reddit/nice guys move of, well, actually, I was too good for you anyway, bitch. He's trying that on everyone that just lost money on this crypto scam. We didn't want you guys anyway. We weren't looking for you guys. You're all bad people, by the way. We're better than you and better off without you. So scram, Buster. Get out of town.
He's having a meltdown.
You know, I'm going to say y'all, you guys, right? There's a lot of negativity in the space. I think crypto brings the mentally ill into this thing, right? If you guys are in crypto, you're most likely mentally ill. And I'm going to count myself as mentally ill for even being here right now.
When I first heard that, I burst out laughing like Santa Claus if Mrs. St. Nicholas went over there and tickled his belly. I couldn't believe he said that shit. He's just like, all of you in here are mentally ill. And me, by the way, because I'm here in the loony bin with all of you. And you're all bad people, and you're mentally ill. Like, what the fuck? Nothing says trustworthy business quite like one of the main people behind it having this public temper tantrum and ordering some french fries in a wambulance to come pick him up because he can't stop drowning in his own tears in a Twitter space where he's trying his absolute best to somehow defend this by not defending it. He didn't answer any questions or provide any evidence or proof that somehow explains that this wasn't a scam. And I am still dumbfounded that Doc Poop Sock Hollywood is even trying to defend all of this. Because typically crypto rug pullers will vanish. They will just disappear and you will never hear their name again. He is doing everything he can to go out of his way to be in the public eye here. That's the real innovation here. That is the only new thing that cock Hollywood is doing. Just openly putting his name and face on a full-blown red alert scam. That is incredible. That is unheard of. I don't know why. Maybe that was part of the contract, the deal with Hawk Tuah Girl, that he would be the fall guy. He's got to be the sacrificial lamb for this whole thing. So now he's just playing his part, dancing on the stage. Stand back, Haley. I'll take it from here. Like he's some kind of superhero out of a comic book. I don't understand it, but I'm very entertained by it.
We're trying to actually have fun. We're trying to do something cool. We're trying to give meme tokens away for free to people who have never had any crypto before, any meme token.
What in tarnation? I gotta stand up and take a lap. What? How is that cool? What? He's making it sound like he's some kind of like saint for this act. That's like me saying, I just trimmed my pencil, so I'm going to do something great for all of humanity. I'm going to give some of this pencil shavings away for free to everyone around me. It's meaningless. No one wants it. It's worthless. How is giving away Hawk Tuah coin a benefit to anybody at all? That shit is a curse. That is walking around with a dunce cap on. In fact, it is literally a curse because once you get the Hawk Tuah, you might be susceptible to buying more Hawk Tuah and you would have lost all your money on it. Like, it is the worst possible thing you could give somebody. And it has no actual value. It's worthless. It's beyond worthless.
And you guys should be kissing my ass because I'm trying to do something dope.
An actual 10 out of 10 finale, a magnificent closing line. You all should be kissing my ass because I'm trying to do something dope. And he is. He is the dopest. He's doing kickflips on his skateboard. He's smoking cigarettes. He's looking at boobies. Like, this guy, I mean, he fucks. This is a man we're talking about here. And at the end of the day, no one's really giving him enough thanks. Like, they're not giving him the flowers that he deserves. I love that. I love that perspective from him. Well, yeah, all of you lost your money on my meme coin scam token. Yeah, you all lost money. And not one of you thanked me for it. What's the deal with that? You're all bad people and you're mentally ill. Imagine some stranger walking up to you, punching you in the nose, stealing your wallet, and then wondering where his thanks is at. Why is no one slobbering on my meat for this huge scam that I just pulled off? Hello? Why am I hearing crickets? Doc Hollywood is clearly a big piece of shit, but man, his meltdown had me laughing. I just had to share it with you. Check out CoffeeZilla's video for a full breakdown on the scam in its entirety and everything about it. And yeah, that's really about it. See ya. It's been nearly 3 weeks since our world was flipped upside down in the wake of the catastrophic Hawk Tuah coin crypto scam from Haley Welch and her team of worms. We put our faith into the most trusted person we knew, Hawk Tuah Girl, to deliver a crypto that could replace the US dollar. And what happened next, no one could have seen coming. It wasn't on the Mayan calendar, and Baba Vanga didn't predict it. We were all caught by surprise when it turned out Hawk Coin was a rug pull scam. It led to one of the most devastating financial blows this nation has faced since the Great Depression. Many are now homeless, out there scavenging for morsels of Solana, getting dowsing rods out, trying to track down just little tiddlywinks of Solana to hopefully try and recoup their Hawk Coin investment. God rest their souls. And when the world needed her most, she vanished like the Avatar. Hawk Tuah Girl went into hibernation, signing off with a "I'm going to bed" line in a Twitter space, never to be heard from again.
Not for the token price itself, but just in terms of the fact that there's fees that are being generated, there's an actual
Hey
source
guys,
of income.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay.
She really does sound like Sandy Cheeks yapping through an Xbox 360 microphone. So she was in this Twitter space where people were going over Hawkcoin after the apocalypse unfolded with the huge rug pull and everyone losing all of their money except for the team on the inside, of course. And this is how she signed off. And it's been 3 weeks since she powered down. So she's been slumbering for a while now. But friends, what if I told you, just like smog, awakening on that pile of gold, Hawk Tuah girl has also awakened. 3 weeks later, she has finally received that kiss from a prince, that prince being a lawyer most likely, that has made her eyes shoot open and immediately go to Twitter to let everyone know how seriously she's taking this whole situation. She's gonna get to the bottom of what happened here, because it's a mystery to all of us. Do you think Hawk Tuah girl's response is good? Man, absolutely not. She finally woke up after 3 weeks or whatever, and she just drops this. Take this situation extremely seriously. I want to address my fans, the investors who have been affected in the broader community. I'm fully cooperating with and I'm committed to assisting the legal team representing the individuals impacted, as well as to help uncover the truth, hold the responsible parties accountable, and resolve this matter. If you experience losses related to this, please contact Berwick Law. What do you mean uncover the truth? I'm sure you were too stupid to know what a rug pull was, but I mean, it's still, at the end of the day, your fault. It's like that scene in SpongeBob where he's like, Maniac on the loose, and he's got the walkie-talkie out, and there's the picture of the Maniac behind him, and it's SpongeBob. That is literally Haley Welch right now. You saw that Twitter response too? Did someone already make that joke? God damn it. SpongeBob's too hot right now, I can't even get the references out first. That's right, Hawk Tuah girl is on the case. We're gonna get to the Hawk Trutha about this crypto scam. And Haley Welch is just the intellectual beacon of hope that we needed to figure it out. It's painfully obvious Haley Welch is not the one that wrote this statement. You can tell by the use of commas. Hawk Tuah girl would never. This is someone on her PR team that's spearheading this effort to try and do damage control. There's been a lawsuit filed as a result of the Hawk meme coin rug pull. So she is now definitely in a crisis mode. I also imagine all the parasites around Haley that actually control her, because she has become so big to the point where she now has a whole PR team and an entire agency behind her. So they are working her like a puppet. It's like fucking Weekend at Bernie's out there with Haley Welch's body. And I'm guessing they're telling her to shut the fuck up and not do what she did when this first happened, going into a Twitter space and making herself look even worse and this whole thing look even more shady. So that's why she's been so quiet and will probably stay quiet until they resolve this behind the scenes, or hope that people just forget about it. It still blows my mind how she got extremely lucky, up there with winning the lottery, where she was able to spin an entire career off a fucking 5-second meme clip of her talking about spitting on a wiener. That doesn't happen all that often. It happened with the Costco guys as well. They also got super lucky just from one meme. But think of all of the people who didn't. Some of the biggest memes for their time, like Damn Daniel. He didn't become an internet superstar sensation with his own podcast. You know, the fucking Damn Daniel every Tuesday. There's nothing like that. She got so lucky, and she's already cashed in all of that shit for one crypto rug pull. Now, I don't think it's going to ruin her career. She's probably still going to be fine. People will ironically still support Talk Tuah and the Hawk Tuah girl ventures because she's a clown that people like to make fun of, and she makes a lot of money off being that clown. But it's crazy she got so lucky and then so quickly did the scummiest shit you could do by scamming her whole audience. Now, most people saw this coming, but not everybody. There were some actual delusional idiots that put money into this that definitely deserve to have their money lost. I'll go ahead and say it. I've said it multiple times. If you actually put money into Hawk Coin thinking that it was somehow going to be a good financial investment, you definitely deserve to have her come out there and fucking spit on that thing. Imagine getting this lucky and having the easiest path in life laid out before you. You need only walk it, and you don't even have to walk it that hard. And yet, you still fuck it up in the most avoidable way possible. She had an extremely successful and lucrative career spin out of actually nothing, and she still managed to wipe her ass with it. All she had to do was clock in once a week for Talk to a Tuesday, where she sits there like a lobotomite saying nothing or being extremely clueless when a topic comes up, and she'd have tons and tons of people still continue to support it till the cows fucking come home, and she could have rode that horse for years. She could have continued to milk that cow, and the milk would have never ran dry. She didn't have to do anything special. She didn't even have to be all that careful, because people would support her no matter what whether it's ironically or unironically, because now it's a blend of both. So all she had to do was just stay the course. But she couldn't. She saw too many dollar signs in her eyes. She got a little too greedy and couldn't resist putting her hand in the cookie jar to squeeze a little bit extra juice out of the lemon here. So she pulled a huge scam on her audience, not realizing that that's a bad thing. Though I also don't think she even realized what she was doing in the first place, because all she cares about is what her team tells her to care about. That's the impression I get. And someone on her team connected her to Doc Hollywood and the Goof Troop and whatever, and they all said, we're going to make a meme coin, people are going to love it, and we're going to make a ton of money. And she just said yes, off rip. I am sure she gave it no more thought than that. I am confident she has never even heard the word crypto until her team told her about it. If you asked her right now what Solana is, she'd probably be trying to relate it to some species of bird or something. She has no clue what any of this shit means. All she knew is that she was told that she'd make a lot of money off it and said, sign me up. At least that's my best guess of what went on behind the scenes, but maybe I'm downplaying Haley Welch's nefarious galaxy brain. Maybe she was the one that put all of the puzzle pieces together here and said, let's run a crypto scam. Maybe she's only playing the fool, but is actually a turbo genius. Food for thought. Don't think that's the case. I think it's pretty clear from the Twitter space, she does not know what is even going on. At all. Not even close. But it is her fault. And her team's fault. So, we'll see what happens here. Like I said, I don't think she's gonna go to jail or anything, because they don't actually prosecute for financial crimes like this in the crypto space. And I don't think she's going to have her entire internet career ruined from it, because people, regardless, are just going to keep championing Hawk Tuah Girl as like this silly meme that they ironically love, which leads to it being more than ironic at that point. So she'll probably end up being just fine. But I think for now she's going back to bed. Posted that yesterday, hasn't posted since, so she's probably asleep again. We'll hear from her in another 3 weeks. That's about it. See ya.